Hey everyone, hey Bungalow, how's it going? We have fresh coffee. We have sound effects. And then we're doing mesh optimizations today, I guess, and trying to get back to 100 FPS. Redoing a lot of old assets, re-importing them, turning them into prefabs, into modules. A lot of, just stuff that can be improved upon. I'm going down rabbit hole of adding Lua scripting support instead. Nice. Yeah, I think if I was to approach that, I wouldn't be using GDScript. I'd probably use Blua. There was two that I was playing with in Unity for C# that were very generic. I feel like it was called Blua or something. There was another one. Is the Lua support working? Oh, gotcha. Oh, cool. All I had to do in VS Code was like .NET add pack. Oh, okay, Moonsharp. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, Moonsharp was the other one, other than Blua. Gotcha. Comdish 16. Hey, David. It lives, points at David. Yeah, what's the difference between these? Was that the friends same dope as the nine? Is in the nine? What are you guys all doing today? David, how's your game coming along? We're working on assets. Everything is assets now. Assets and optimization. Which is great, because we get to go into art. The art is the, you know. I tried to implement immersive panel rendering for Godot so I can have editors within the scene you're editing. That's cool. Oh, fix this. Oh, fix this. So guess what we have? So the streaming rig, which I can bring up here, has a dual purpose. It has all the audio shit now. It is the audio laptop. So we have our Reaper. We are getting into this. Oh yeah, and that's the next fundraising. I'm going to save up $60 for pro version of Reaper. But check this out. So I have good old shreddage here. Let me go to Space Ace. Oh, you guys can't hear it. But anyway, we're getting ready to do some audio. Is the TLDR? We're getting ready. Audio is gonna happen. Let me get a click up. Let me. I need to get another screen, I think. Yeah, I like Renoise. You mean the library? So I've been playing around with a lot of these, and it's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. Oh, instead of Reaper. Yeah, I've been experimenting. I tried a bunch. Reaper seems to be like kind of the best. The best one I've personally kind of played with so far. I haven't dealt with, what would you say, it's called Renoise. Does it have some screenshots or anything? Cross-platform, runs on Linux. Language that supports VSTs, Jack support, MIDI. Don't care what I can create. Oh, this looks good. I wonder what the piano roll and stuff is like. These kind of give me Ableton kind of feels, but I've never heard of Renoise before. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna go down that road. The whole interface is tracker like. Gotcha. So this is what I've been working on, Asterion. So massive effort was done to move all the Unity assets into the project. Every asset into the project. So what I've been doing is setting up all the details and all the distance fade, pretty much setting up a LOD system. Like when I moved everything in, 20 FPS, everything 20, like it was bad. So, but I expected that. I expected things to run absolutely crappy once we kind of got to this point. But they don't stay crappy anymore because I have distance, space, level of detail. So, like, here's let me show you the. So, we come over here. Okay, cool. Take a look. So notice here at a distance, this is not transparent anymore. It's going to be hard to see in the stream. I'm zoomed out for a reason, right? Then as we start approaching the ship, the mesh changes to the transparent. All of the panels load in, right? And as we kind of do a quick little fly in, we get all of our details. And now as we come back, the light will fade. Right, so the light distances will fade first, and then the panels will fade. So, to give you an idea, if we bring up the ship, and we bring up the interior, right? So everything now, it has dynamic levels of detail. So what I've been doing, and certain levels of fade depending on the type of asset, and vice versa. So there's still there's going to be a load of these optimizations. But the idea, if you look at our draw calls for all of our panels, is when we're outside the ship, we don't want any draw calls. Now I still got to set up some of these bigger panels. Like some of these are set for 64 meters. But the idea is once you're more than 128 meters from a ship, they're manually set, right? So they are like an optimization where you can go in and change the visibility end, right? So because it's a big open space game, right, using visibility, like Godot's built-in LOD system just generates a numerous amount of meshes, right, automatically. And for each one of those sets the visibility begin and end and margin to do a dither between them. But you can control that too. Like you could have 3 meshes in the same place and manually do your own LODs if you wanted to. So what I'm doing is we're still going to use Embry, like we're still going to use Intel's occlusion system for certain things, but there's a lot of things where we know we're never going to be more than 64 meters away from these things. Or, you know, like because of the way the space station interiors work and the fact they're all modules within a certain size limit, at a certain distance we know they're going to be blocked, right? So what does that mean? That means for like the test system, right? So this is going to be like this test system is huge right now because of all the detail. So keeping frame rate up for multiplayer is going to be very, very important. Now, it's not of... can anyone zoom in with a scope? Yes, they will be able to. So that's why for super big open areas, you'll need to take that into consideration. It'll have to be a part of your design. So you won't have that on areas that are going to be exposed on the outside, right? So now we have very good frame rate again. All the NPCs, we have all the final versions of the assets, right? And there's going to be some frame dips because we're spawning way too many NPCs and way too many unique materials. But we'll have all of our NPCs, you know, going to their own ships, taking off, doing their own thing. And all of these ship materials are also unique. They're unique because we need to change the color. Right? Because they're all randomized. It all depends on the seed. But if we head over to our actual player ship now, another optimization I made this week is we only render the sub viewports for the 3D panels based on a proximity, right? So so I'm looking over here and I'm still seeing like a large performance decrease from the two stations that are over here. That if we look away, we'll just kind of normalize and go back to normal again. And like I said, we're not specifically trying to make everything perfect right now. It'll happen as we increase the fidelity a bit. But you can see now, at least now we can bring in all the final art. And everything looks okay, right? Ad break? No, not an ad break. Oh, wait. Let me know when the ad break is over. Ads are done? Okay, cool. So as I was saying, like with the level of detail set up, it's actually fantastic. So ignore the frame rate right now. There's a lot of leaks. There's some refactoring happening, but I know what a lot of those are. But just on the rendering side, you know, major performance improvements. But you know, the cool thing now is I can actually work on the station again and make the station look cool. Right, brought in the prison module and the hospital module. Brought in everything, pretty much, right? Like everything is in. Right, the old habitation modules have been brought in. All the assets have been ported over. Right, so now it's making the game. My favorite part about this now. Is now we're going to optimize what we've done. So you see, like, it's going to be a lot of like re-importing old assets because when they were created, they were kind of terrible, right? But re-importing stuff as meshes, lots of optimizations, and you know, and yeah. Are you transitioning several planet variants as well, like 2D sprite, 3D sphere? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be billboard at distance. But I'm not doing any planets probably in the next little while. Well, that's a lie. Probably the gas giant, because I think the gas giant will be a simple one. Water planet, pretty simple too. And some moons, right? I'm gonna focus. We're gonna get a lot of the station gameplay working, get the economics of things working. I want to nail the experience. You know what I mean? Fog volumes, right? Pretty much fog volumes with Voneroy flow. Have you ever done like a flow map with? Yeah. Like it's so like at a distance there'll be like a flow field. So so these. Okay, so this is like a vector flow field, which is just a custom shader with like a normal, but a normal where the flow has been encoded. Now I didn't do a very good job kind of like making this one. This is kind of like slapped together and terrible. And then as you kind of get down, right, like as you fly down into the surface, this will just become, a volumetric system encapsulating the player. Right, so as you're getting close, this will just kind of fade out with our volumetric system kind of fading in, and then it's just the planet hovering, kind of like it was in Unity with the Unity space toolkit. The only thing I don't like is I'm not really happy with Godot's performance with volumetrics in general. Like the volumetric fog shader is just very poorly done, and I need to find an alternative. So it's probably going to involve us making making our own compute shader to do a lot of this, right? It'll be like exploration. But I want to flesh it out now. I want to do a visual slice, and we'll see how marketable the visual slice will be and how performant it'll be. So, we're going to transition from building systems to building, like lore, right? Building lore, building out, the design, living in Blender, and we'll redo a lot of these like after. We're just kind of get them. I want to get all these exported in a way that they work in the engine. They're all using shared assets. Like, when I originally just dumped this thing into the engine, I just, if we go back to this thing, right, it's this whole section is just one group of meshes, and they're all terrible. And instead I want, like these to be individual assets on individual arms on one single mesh. So it's going to be a lot of just optimizations, and we'll see where we go. But in the context of what we were saying earlier, I'm going to pick up this. So it's the Key Lab. Not the Key Lab. No, Innovation. This one. So I'm going to pick this one up. Like right now, there's none in stock, but I'm going to get the launch key. It'll replace the Casio that I have. The problem with the Casio is it's weighted. Sparse volume auxiliary regions that are nested in fixed volumes, or will each have its own biome. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to go very detailed. I want to keep the original freelancer kind of idea of focusing on the landing locations. Like if every planet is a white box sphere, but has a very cool landing location, I'm like, you know what I mean? Because it tells the story. You know what I mean? But I do want the background simulation of the planets to still be accurate, but in the scope of, you know what I mean? Like we're talking just, like height map based planets, right? With still scattered foliage and things like that, but to give emphasis on the locations that you're going to buy and sell things at. You can, but I don't want it to be an expectation. Like, I think you would want to go out there for mining, like mining certain rocks that are found on that planet. But once that type of rock is discovered on the planet, they're kind of on that planet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go and go to the North Pole or South Pole to kind of specifically find them, right, or anything to that level of detail. They'll just be spawning on that location. Just going to keep the goal is to keep everything simple until we kind of like, you know what I mean, get a grasp of how we can expand these mechanics. And who knows what breakthroughs I'll make as I'm working on some of the compute shader stuff, like over the next year, right? I feel like right now I have like around 2 more years of art. Like if there's no project growth. Eve Planetary Mining is a cool system. It is actually. Been playing a bit of Eve lately. I think Eve's great. Like if Eve was experienced in first person, it would be like amazing. Maybe this one down. Well, what I'm hoping for now. So I have commissioned. I'll show you. I'm just going to download these real quick. Okay. Yeah, in Bursts of Eve or Star Citizen movement mechanics. Yeah. So what I've commissioned a gentleman named Tiago. Now this is actually a helmet that a buddy of mine recommended. This is not going to be the one that's used. I have another design, but he's been building up a custom suit from scratch. So like the idea is I want to start using unique assets and not paid assets. So we're starting with the male, and we're going to do some variation, and then we're going to move to the female next month. So, you know, I'm only using what's on Patreon pretty much, you know, to do like 10 hours, you know what I mean, here and there, to kind of like, you know, to get the extra help. The plan then is when the new, new suits are done, but these will be adaptable to both male and female. We're going to move on to variants of the different clothing and the different hairstyles, right? Because we have like 20, right? Because we're kind of extending on the universal characters that Quaternius had created in the Godot community, right? So but we're changing them, right? We're just using their base mesh. So if we look at a regular female. Right, so I guess we can't really. Yeah, let me just do a new inherited scene here. Right, so these are obviously less detailed, you know what I mean, than what I had before. But what are you going to do something akin to the base suit with add-ons? Or like full. So what I want to do is kind of like, I haven't fully discussed it with Tiago yet, but I want to do the thrusters on the backpack and on the base suit. So I want to, you know, in Robotech, on the feet, there are these mounts that are on the shin guards, and it's those mounts on the shin guards that have the thrusters for like pushing you forward, and they have the same ones on the guards. So on the wrist, they have exactly. So I want to incorporate those into, and no matter what suit you put on, like those would be like generic, you know what I mean? Like they are a part of the EVA system, right? So no matter what suit they get put on, if you have like a heavy armor suit, it would be more of a heavier version of it, right? Exactly. Yeah. That's the idea. And then the backpack, which gives you more space, would give you also more maneuverability because they have a quadrant of. Yep. Yep. So that was like what we were thinking about. So these have been so good, like these assets, that the goal is to take these and repaint them. Like I've already done a demo with the elf, like the side. What are we gonna call it? I don't know if I showed you. Remember the other project with the airship, where I was showing the zone system fully working? I don't know if I showed it to you. It was like a 7-day experiment that we did. Yeah. Well, he turned one of these into an elf and kind of like did a hand painted look, and they worked out great. And then so we're still keeping all of the topology we've been working on, all the normals, but I think when, I'm about 80% certain that we're going to move into the direction here that if Godot will load another instance, that we are going to move into this direction. Right, so the 80s anime shader. Right, so I think this is where we're going. Based on humanoid, yeah. It would be the scale would be too high otherwise. Right, the goal is not necessarily that they're humanoid, is that they adhere to the Godot standard humanoid skeleton. You know what I mean? They can still be like varied, but as long as this is a bad example, because this is actually this is not the humanoid skeleton. It's terrible, right? But that's the idea, right? And that's not because I don't want to. I'd love to make all kinds of cool humans, but we got to be realistic. We got to get the game finished, right? We need to get the game in a playable state. So, anime shader is definitely going to be probably applied, and that in combination with work that we've already done, I think is going to rock. Because even here, we just have one metallic color, and I'm going to go in and do all the normals for all the paneling. So I'm still going to create all that detail, but then when we apply the effects to it, it's going to be great, right? It'll look fantastic. Star Trek race logic, yep. That should keep us in scope, right? Oh, and droids. So one of the other things I had commissioned from Patreon a very long time ago. Let me. Right, so we want to do some droids, right? Some different droids. Like especially some old, you know what I mean? Like 60s to 80s kind of droids, and I gotta find. I'll have to find the final results, but all of that concept art is finished as well. So they look kind of like half. They're kind of like pit droid variations. They'll start off as helpers and AI, and they could become playable, but it'll be at a later time. They will use the same armature. They'll have all the same player animations as humanoids. Whether they become, player... Like, what I'm thinking, right, is that if we allow people to play the game for free, like let's say I'm streaming the game, and I want a whole bunch of people in the stream to jump in and play for free, then you could create a share session, and they could accept it, assuming they have the game installed, right? And maybe they drop in as a droid, which means they have no persistence. They have no persistence. They can't equip certain things. They're only like a droid, but they can run around with a streamer or a host, right? And kind of like, use a tractor beam, use some of the tools, play the, kind of like a demo. You know what I mean? Like they can just kind of be a scab, if you were, but they're just a stupid droid. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a way for an external player to kind of add something to the game and experience the game, but in a not so valued proposition. Yeah, exactly. But it could add to the paranoia of the game too. Because how weird would it be if you don't really know? You know what I mean? If NPCs like the droids that are going around the stations, if any of them are actually a player, and it could be like, from a scouting perspective, it might not be a bad idea to jump in on, like a free a droid and kind of, I don't know, scope out something. Who knows? It could lead to some interesting gameplay, or it might not. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. This is probably going to be renamed. Then we're going to go create a new collection here called design. We're just going to throw in link. Why is it going the other way? What's this? In just the asset phase, I want to make. Oh, once I get to the asset phase, I want to make as much modular as possible for everything I can. Ships, buildings, shares, items, warlines out of generation. Yes. Yep. Yep. Reuse everything. Have nothing be, no stoned. Ad break again. Yeah, like I like how the ads just show up as soon as someone starts just talking. Yeah, that's my plan. Like, there's some of this stuff I'm going to break down a lot further. All the interior props or all the station design is going to become modular. It kind of has to. It's going to be the how you scale. There's a lot of like stuff I want to do with shaders too for dirt and grunge and dynamically changing lighting. I also want to, like, because I decided I want to do internally baked lighting, I want to be able to swap out a lot of the light maps in runtime. So like a light map that's like dark, right? Powers off light map, power on light map. And then different ones where, we have a script that changes all the light temperature to something like more grittier, horror-esque, derelict. And it just, all it does is go through and rebakes the modules with those new light maps, and then the light maps get saved as their own resource that can be kind of like swapped in, right? So the whole thing can feel a little bit different, right, depending on yeah, this one should have no rotation whatsoever if we're gonna redo it. Another thing I want to explore here is under the object custom properties is to add custom properties to Blender that our own import scripts use to define visibility in the engine. So they can be tied at the asset level. So if we know what type of asset, right, like we can have dynamic, like depending on the tag of what the asset is, we know that it's an internal asset, so we know to set the maximum visibility to be anywhere from 128, 512, or vice versa. I still think there should be for almost every asset a maximum visibility because that just makes sense, right? There's going to be stuff that just, you have a standardized view distance where like you're not going to see it behind it anyways, so don't render it. I made it create the editor for like Vivi. Cool. Look, came back to Patreon, did a shuffle my LLM subscriptions, kept on the cloud. Nice, I appreciate that. Man, I had a lot of success that time when I was building the engine, the Aurora, that little C# engine with Silk. It really made me think about like the possibilities. What I would like to do is really get deeper into the C++ of Godot itself, and how we can kind of inject stuff into the render pipeline and kind of be able to modulate, kind of move, using it for Godot VR plugin. Cool. In Rust. Again, I know these are clipping, but we don't really care. Still a lot of primitives. 2,200. What are we at now? 65,000. In full view, 179,900 draw colors. No, for the Godot plugin. I use C++ and JavaScript. The goal is to be able to create everything within VR. Oh, that's cool. The game logic assets. That'd be awesome. Exporting the executable. We're getting LODs here. I don't know why we got so many primitives. This is being called, right? All the use support. Oh. It is this. Why? There's only one material on it. No transparency, no shading. Maybe the lotted version of these are bad. I'm gonna have it 6,000 primitives. Oh, because there is a lot of shit in here. Camera calling is on. Everything is good. It should be joining. I get the 12 draw calls. Are these not importing with... GLTF.
my heart beyond recognition. To satisfy
We already have a working pool. First thing that worked in multiplayer was pool. Oh, I love this look. Trust me, it's not there yet, but I'm getting the right feel. With the bar lights, wooden countertop, hanging chains, motorcycle shit, posters. This man eats color. What do you mean there's gonna be color? All the different stores are gonna be different colors. What do you mean? Things are just dark right now. Exactly. Let the neon do the work. Let the screen space bloom. You know what I mean? What kind of jukebox should we use? Something more like sci-fi or a combination of old versus new? Holographic Winamp display. Because I want it to be kind of more like data oriented, but I do want it to have the old like jukebox. Like the 80s ones were pretty cool. I'm gonna add a bunch of neon to it. I hate the heads when I start talking. I'm sorry. Watch on YouTube. Go watch on YouTube. YouTube.com/Revere. Do the YouTube, man. Do the YouTube. The YouTube has way better bit rate. I'm like streaming at like 6K over there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fixius. Oh yeah, Fixius. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty low. Yeah. Digging. Something like this. The speakers would kind of showcase that it's a jukebox, especially if it's mounted to the wall. You could have like 2 sets. Much better. Yeah. There you go. Highly recommend. We really got to get the YouTube popping off anyway. I don't really. I obviously I know I don't have time to do the VODs that I keep saying I want to do. But if I'm live, I'm on both, right? Yeah, digging it, saving it into the resource, into the references folder. References. Boom, in the references folder. There we go. I do like that idea. Because, like, these are kind of cool, but, like, with lighting, but I don't know about the song selections. But I do like this 80s, this 80s one's kind of cool. Yeah, sure. I kept the Twitch because it was constantly showing when you... Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, it's also, like, the chat sucks. I gotta figure out the chat, man. On YouTube, like I need to find a bot that works well with both. And we could always make the classical jukebox as well, but I think we're using chips for everything. Like, even though it's like 80s, it's like Cowboy Bebop 80s, you know? I like the mechanical system. Yeah. Retrofuturism. I like that idea though, Fixius. I think that one's going to add it to the list. Yeah, we want the interior to just kind of look like this, you know what I mean? Like just the lighting. This is the lighting we're kind of going for. Yes, I did. I saw Nathan Phil. I saw them introduce that they want to get it going. I don't think they have any financial backers officially on board, but I know all of the cast want to give it a go. So I guess they just need to get someone to throw some money at it. And then it's a go. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. They just need to pretend Serenity never happened, and you know what I mean. Like they just, it needs to be a little bit backtracked on the ending, you know, because Josh Wheaton obviously didn't have much of a choice, but they kind of. So they have financing, but not a producer. Oh yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem for them. That'd be amazing, man. New Firefly? Hell yeah. It's gonna be so good. You gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with like this I'm not sold on yet. Ignore the whiteness, that's because I have a light matte baked out in here. And that's why everything is so super dark in this shadow. Because originally the idea was I wanted to be able to kind of look in at a distance and see, the mall. That'd be nice to look out and have a nice view. But I feel like it's still either too big, or there's nothing here. Like, I'm thinking it might be better the other way around, where we have a centralized center area with them on each side, and maybe this aspect is on top in the ceiling, kind of like what we had with the prototype station. The proto station. Like, I feel like this was a bit cooler, but like obviously I don't like the ceilings here. Like, the idea is, like, how do we get a two floor mall centralized area that still has a very cool spacescape visibility, but gives us a lot less dead space. You know what I mean? Like, where we can kind of have a lot of areas, like a little food court area, and some areas that are just like plants. You know what I mean? Like little benches around some trees that are kind of like inside, the area. Like a way to kind of flesh it out, but that would help with inspiration. The top of my personal ship is the top of the personal ship in Warframe. It has a glass ceiling that looks cool. Do you want to link that? In Warframe, the video game. What is the name of that ship? Is it the Orbiter? Is this it? Is this it here? Fixius has one. Let me. Yeah, I know. Yeah. See, like that's. I think that's why I'm afraid of doing it the other way. I really want to sell the '80s mall aspect of it. You know what I mean? That you're just coming into shopping and you're being distracted. But one thing I did learn is that it's unrealistic to have very narrow walkways in a video game. But larger walkways and higher ceilings mean from down here we can't really see what those shops are. So that's why it needs to be a bit more volume to it. Like a bit more width, but stable diffusion. This is all AI slop. My whole folder of inspiration is now AI slop because it does such a good job conceptualizing ideas. Need some escalators in there somewhere. We have elevators. Although escalators will be pretty easy to make. They'd be like not a really big deal. We could put a fountain in one. Can't link on YouTube? Oh, really? Really? Is that a permission thing? Do I have to change that? Or does it just not allow links? Really? Can I do links? Why is that a thing? Mute tab, unlive. Wait, what? Stream suspended for policy violations? Why? I don't have a VOD going. There's we're live. Hang on. Yeah. Why? It doesn't matter when I'm streaming. You see me as live? It's just me. I can't see myself. Oh, maybe I can't watch myself. I can't give myself a view. I probably can't see myself. I probably can't give myself a view on a non-streaming PC. Just put something in chat. Oh, it shows suspended for you too. Okay, must have just happened. Might be the music, but I mean, I'm not saving a VOD. I don't think. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, yeah. So the ceiling idea is a good idea. Let me stop the stream and restart it again. And I'll see what's on the go with it here real quick. We're like not monetized in any way, so there's no reason for the stream to be suspended. Oh, the streams are interrupted when copyright content is detected? After the copyright material is no longer being streamed? Does it detect my Spotify? We've been listening to this one track forever, man. Let me just restart the stream.